Hi, welcome to the Sharing Circle story time. I am so glad you are here today because we are going to read a book from our September adventure book list, part 1, and that you might already know, maybe you've already read, but this book was written and illustrated by one of my favorites. Harriet Gets Carried Away, and it was written and illustrated by Jessie Sima. So she made up this story, she wrote it all down, and she drew all the pictures. And I can't wait to read this book today. So let's just dive right into the story of Harriet getting carried away. Harriet loved costumes. I'm with Harriet on that one. Do you love costumes too? She didn't save them for Halloween or only wear them to dress up birthday parties. Harriet wore costumes all the time. On the morning of her own dress-up birthday party, Harriet was a busy bee. "We still need to pick up some snacks from the grocery store," her dad said. "And lots of party hats," Harriet added. Her dads shared a look. "Okay," they said, "but don't get carried away." Harriet was sure she could manage that. She changed into her extra special errand-running costume, straightened her bow tie, waddled down the street, through the subway. So I'm gonna zoom in close here. If you are also a Jessie Sima fan like I am, you might notice another Jessie Sima character on this page. Do you see Kelp right up there on a poster in Harriet's room? I love when authors or illustrators do that, when they hide some of their characters in another one of their books. Oliver Jeffers does that a lot with the penguin. If you look through his books, you find the penguin sometimes hidden around. So now she's waddling down the street because she's dressed like a penguin. Penguins waddle. And when this story's all done, maybe you could practice your best penguin waddle. And she's going on the subway, which is a train that goes under the ground. And I wonder if she lives in New York City. There is a very big subway system there. And into the store. Her dad seemed to have the deli counter covered, so Harriet set out on a quest for the perfect party hats. But instead, she found something else. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if you were walking through your grocery store and you saw a bunch of penguins, some in fancy sweaters, getting bags of ice? Oh my goodness, what would you do? I wonder what would happen. Harriet forgot all about the party hats. She waddled past the checkout lines, through the city. And out of town. "Where are we going?" Harriet asked excitedly. "Back home, of course," a penguin answered. "The city is a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there." I wonder why penguins might not want to live in a city. I wonder if there's enough ice in a city for penguins. As the balloons floated farther away from the city, Harriet's thoughts floated back to her birthday party. "Excuse me," said Harriet, "I don't think I belong here." "That's okay," the penguins replied. "Everyone feels like they don't fit in sometimes. Maybe you should lose the bow tie." But Harriet didn't care about fitting in. She cared about getting back to the store, so she straightened her bow tie. I like that Harriet doesn't care about fitting in, and she likes her bow tie. And she hatched a plan. So her first plan, the ice melts. It gets too small and she can't ride that home. And another, so she makes a parachute. Things were not going smoothly. I like that she's thinking of different plans, but so far, the first two haven't worked. Harriet was almost out of ideas when one emerged from the sea. "Hey," said the orca, "you're not a penguin." "How did you know?" cried Harriet. "Penguins don't wear bow ties," he replied. Harriet realized this orca might just be her ticket home. So she told him her tale of costumes and penguins and hot air balloons. She told him all about her family and her city and the party hats she needed to find. And when her story was finished, she said, "I could really use a lift." "It just so happens I'm heading up north for a family reunion," replied the orca. "I could drop you off along the way in exchange for a fancy red bow tie." This seemed like a fair trade. As the orca swam, Harriet daydreamed. So Harriet is letting her imagination get carried away. And she's daydreaming of the orca jumping over the Statue of Liberty. And I like how they're both wearing party hats. That's her daydream. Once Harriet could make out the city in the distance, the orca came to a halt. "This is as far as I can go," he said. So Harriet called in a favor from some friends she knew from the park. "We'll take it from here," they said. So did you notice Harriet's friends are pigeons? And Harriet was feeding these pigeons in the park in her city. So those are her friends. And let's see how they get her home. Wow. She is getting to fly home. So penguins don't fly, but pigeons do. Harriet soared back into the store and headed straight for the party hats. It didn't take long to pick out the perfect ones. And it says party supplies. She found her dad's at the deli, just where she'd left them. "Where did you sneak off to?" they asked. "I just went to get the party hats," said Harriet. "Oh, and I could use a new bow tie." With hats in hand, Harriet waddled back through the subway, up the street, and into her room. She put on her birthday party costume, straightened her party hat, and headed up to the roof. The party was a great success, and no one got carried away. I like how there's a sign that says, "Take a costume," and they've got a big treasure chest filled with costumes for everyone to share. Except maybe Olivia. So Olivia, it looks like, is dressed as a wolf, and she came with a pack of wolves. And that's the end of Harriet Gets Carried Away by Jessie Sima. And I like how that means two different things with this book. So she's getting carried away by penguins right here. They actually lift her up and she goes off with them. But also Harriet gets carried away in her imagination. Her imagination can sweep her away into different adventures, like the one with the orca where he's jumping over the Statue of Liberty. That maybe didn't really happen, but her imagination is making her believe that it did. It's getting her carried away. So I hope you enjoyed Harriet Gets Carried Away by Jessie Sima, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.